Hi,
Record.
I'm Bonnie Burd from New Earth AC, and and I'm here with Eliza Mozal, and we are going to do a community chat because we've been guided to do this, get to know our community, to reach our hand out and showcase their gifts and their abilities, and let you know where you can find them at. And we've been doing this along with Robin Nicole and David Starr, um, and also we have um, uh, we've been doing this together also with a younger lady who does a lot of things with us too. And so here we are. With no further ado, I'm gonna bring on Eliza and let her tell you all about her and the things that she does.
Hi Bonnie, and hello everyone, and thank you so much for having me here. It is beautiful to be here. My name is Eliza Mozal, and I am a spiritual healer, a spiritual mentor, and I work with energies. There was a point in my life, in my journey, not that long ago, when it came time for me to start working on myself, doing that inner work. And I came across energy work, and that's when everything started shifting and changing for me. And the more I was healing myself, the more I seen impact on people around me. And I dove deeper and deeper and deeper into it. And this is something I am very passionate about. And I've been working a little bit with David Starr. So I know David, I saw your face, I saw Robin in this group. And I'm very grateful for everything you and us, all of us, that we are doing here. Because at the end of the day, you know, we come from love. We come from love, and we came here to be that love, to be our true expressions in the way that feels the best for us for this particular day. And so meeting someone like you or Robin or David is beautiful, is amazing, and sharing that space together as well. So thank
and
you.
also Jessie May. That's the beautiful lady that my brain went blank on. It's Jessie May. She's another beautiful lady that we work with. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what got you started in what was your awakening moment when you began? Can you pinpoint that?
Ooh. So I definitely now the memories come back from the teenage years and from the childhood, but that wasn't something that I was able to grasp it. I remember in my teenage years that some things were happening. I remember that I was doing astral travel. I remember I was disappearing, going somewhere in between the stars, and the next day I would be waking up totally like thinking, what the heck has just happened? What's going on? I remember as well moments when I would be, when I was 18, seeing what's going to happen within the next 10, 15 minutes. For example, the car is approaching very fast, move away from the road to avoid accident. And I would follow that guidance. Or I would know what's happened, or I would hear someone's thoughts. And I just wouldn't know where to go with it. I was freaked out. I was afraid of it. And that was the time around 18, 29, when my, let's say, crazy young years started. So parties, friends, sex, alcohol, drugs, all that stuff kicked in, and all the spiritual thing went on their side, because there was no one and nothing to share that with, or to even bounce the ideas of. That was before internet. That was only, you know, books and you know, conversation, communication. And then, you know, life took on. You know, the funny thing, Bonnie, is that the farther away I was from my heart, the deeper I was diving into the stuff that has nothing to do with an open heart. Depression, anxiety, loneliness, sadness, suicidal, alcohol, drugs, you know, doing all that stuff, that seeking outside something that it's already inside, but I have no idea about it. And then it came time when I was 33 and a half, when I was just extremely I just was at my lowest point in my life entirely. I was very destructive, very self-destructive in everything I do. And I just had no idea how to get out. So I asked for help and I started recovering. I started getting better. I started changing and shifting everything. What I listen to, who I hang out with, what I eat, where I go, everything around me, everything about me. And I started doing lots and lots of inner work, internal inner work. Where I would be doing lots of what now we call shadow work. Back in the day, I would call that inner work. That was over 6 years ago. And I started meditating daily and praying and reading and journaling, talking about it and helping others. And then the ball just kept on spinning bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think about 3 years ago, I dove deeper into energy work, deeper into meditations. Like I would be doing 3-4 hours meditations. And after a few, because I really wanted to get well. I really wanted to get well and not to the classical route of medication or whatever it would be that. I really wanted to feel good and free. You know, I wanted to feel free. I wanted to know what is it like to happy about myself and my life. I wanted to know how it feels like to feel good in my own skin. So I knew it that I have to do more work. I just have to do more. I just knew it that that's not for everyone, but I knew it's for me. And I was learning more and more. Dr. Joe Dispenza, Emmett Fox, just so many people that I dove into and their teachings. And I started discovering my own, something is happening. I feel shift, and I'm starting to having visions, like serious, profound visions in my meditations. And I not always remember them straight after meditation, maybe 2 weeks later, I'm washing dishes and it just gets through my core, that feeling, that vision that I saw over and over again, the vision of the beginning, or the vision of reconnecting, with source and all that stuff. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And I just kept on doing more and more work, diving deeper and deeper. And I started seeing how me, without saying anything, how my energy impacts everyone in a very profound way. Like people around me, without even talking about it, they all of a sudden, when they're exposed to my company, they're all of a sudden making these massive shifts in their life. Yeah. They're changing the way they eat. All of a sudden, they are so healthy. So everything started changing. And I wasn't sure at the beginning, like, really? Is that connected to that, to me diving into my heart and in my journey? And the answer was over and over again, yes. And I just kept on learning, and I kept on helping more people on one-to-one sessions.
What you don't realize is that your heart is what drives everything. It drives the all. It's the connection to the all. And so when you're being kind to your own heart, and you're practicing all the meditation, and you're communing with your guides and with your angels, and you're allowing all these keys and codes within your DNA to unlock. When you come in contact with someone, all you have to do is walk into the room, and all of a sudden your light begins to open, and they begin to see the light. And it's that simple. It's that simple. And I mean, that's what we're truly here to do. People miss the point that we're supposed to go inside and do the work inside. And then the outside work is just to be. And it's really, because we get ourselves so busy, because I do it too. Busy work, thinking about what is our purpose? And when we really find out that the focus is within, it's within our heart, and it's with a connection to the all, the connection to the divine. And when we allow that to happen, then everything else just sort of falls into place, and we just have to be. You just walk into the room and you've done all this work. Remember when we began in the beginning, and I don't know about you, but I started with the coaching and going from one step to the other and all that. It's not necessary. I mean, we do have times when we need to teach and do the little steps, but most of the time, just them coming into your presence, if you're doing the work, then they share your keys and codes just by walking in. And you might have to take their hand and give them some tools to help them to see, to go in, to do their inner work. that might be pretty much what we're here to do, but it's not exactly, because the energy's shifted and we're in such higher energies. It's not what we thought it was. It was then doing it, but now it's different. The new world is different. And, focusing on learning how to do it, because I'm an old-timey teacher. I've been teaching for 20 years, spirituality and stuff like that. And so moving into these new energies and realizing that you don't have to work that hard. You just have to be. And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so you see everybody changing around you. And it's more about
this is what I
yeah, go ahead.
That like few years ago, I would be doing this huge amount of work, and it would give me so little results. It just was needed such a huge big amount of work and energy to get this amount of results. And that's what it was. Today, right now, if someone is on the path and it's decided entirely, okay, I'm just following that heart-driven guidance, I'm going entirely in, the energy all over everywhere supports so much, because there is more and more people like you who are shedding that light. So there is more light. There is more light to take on.
Absolutely. And it's just shifting to that higher consciousness and realizing that we don't have to work so hard. We don't have to have, because, when we switched out of our 3D job and started doing the spiritual work, most of us did, we started to set it up like a job. We missed the whole point. It's not about a job. It's about being who you are and helping others where you're at. And, sometimes I don't want to go to the stores and I have stuff I need to pick up, and my guides will tap me on the shoulder and say, go to the store. And you go there and you really don't talk to anybody, but you're bringing in keys and codes within your aura, and you're touching everybody there that needs it.
Yeah.
It's so simple. It's so dialing it back to simple. That's what we're trying to see it not in the duality and the singular. That's the hardest thing for us to do. Just be, because like we were supposed to be lied to, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, but instead we just decided to record, and everything's going to be fine. It'll go to the people that it needs to go to, and there's nothing to it won't change anything. And it's just being in the simple energies, So
and that's what.
And what I like about you too, and all that stuff was going on, you said to me, just be that child, just breathe, be that child. And I think that's the most important thing, for us to find that child first, help that child to heal, and then allow him or her to play. And because we end up being a worse boss than our 3D boss if we don't pay attention to what we're doing to ourselves, Do you find that it's the hardest thing is to get people to relax and realize that they don't have to be doing everything that they're doing, that they can let some things fall out of their life?
So usually there is a situation like an accident or huge big event that gets people to like become all of a sudden present, shaken by the energy situation, whatever it is, and realize, oh my goodness, everything I'm doing is backwards, everything I'm doing is wrong. Let me change my priorities. And the same thing happened for me, 6 years ago, but the 2020 was the best, absolutely the most beautiful opportunity for people to exactly acknowledge what you are talking about, Bonnie, and then just realize, oh my goodness, it's not about complicating things, it's about keeping things simple. It isn't about piling up, the green notes and the numbers in the account. It is about, who am I today? How do I feel today? That it all goes back here into the heart. And we've been talking about the heart because I felt your energy straight away, and I felt it, how pure it is. I felt it, how light it is as well. And you have so much light in your room, and I couldn't fix that lamp, so I can have good lighting, and that's okay as well. You mentioned about duality. You mentioned about singularity, and this is what brought me, this is what helps me function with lightness and grace every day. It doesn't make me saint, it doesn't make me gold, but it helps me function in today's world, like you say about the store or going to work or whatever, is to remember where we're all coming from. You know, I truly believe the visions that I saw, and every one of us gets that kind of gift, so we can use it, So those visions, when I was shown how everything comes from one, and I've been shown them like over and over again. So my analytical mind is not gonna tell me, you know, no, that was just a dream. It's to remind me, you know, whenever my ego is seen or I want things my way, it's just to remind me, you know, that this is just a game. This is just a game. And reconnecting with that inner child. I know that your community have done a lot of work around that. And I truly believe it is important to find that particle within you, that it is has nothing to do with seriousness. It has nothing to do with doing the things that they are away from the heart, but everything to do with being here and now, and fun and joy and laughter.
And it's just how you feel right now, because like, you know, because I'm always channeling messages from Yahshua. And whenever something feels really tough or it's just not going the way I want it to. Okay. And he always says to me, keep it simple. He goes, try it, do it. If it makes you uncomfortable, then don't do it. It's not hard. And when you wake up every morning, how do you feel? Check in how you feel. Do I feel good about everything I'm doing today? If you don't, then cancel it. You don't, try not to live on a schedule. Try not to live. And I know that we do have to bring in, you know, we have to live in houses and we have to, you know, do stuff like that. So we do need to bring in that energy flow somehow, but trust that it will be there. Trust that if you cancel this, that there'll be something else that you'll do that might even be even more lucrative or more energy filled. And don't live in fear, because the only true energy is love, and anything else beyond that is fear. And that brings you out into the duality, into the storm, because you want to stay in your heart, in the still point where you find the love, and you find that your innate consciousness and your inner child and who you really are. And it's just all about that. And it's like, why do we humans make everything so complicated? Why do we do that? You know, it's not that hard. But if you, after you unravel it, it does seem really simple, but we sort of just set ourselves up to work harder, because most of us have been raised that you work hard, then you get paid for that. But actually, in all actuality, if you commune with the energy, it's a give and get situation, and allow it to flow the way it naturally would flow, and stop trying to bottleneck it and make it go in a certain direction. Just open up the whole river and let it flow over you, and you'll be okay. And you won't ever want for anything, because there always will be guidance and love and compassion for everything that you do. It's just hard to realize that in your heart and not be afraid, you know. That's what I've found in
exactly. There is this always like this part of fear that holds us back. But I truly believe that I don't know how is it for others, but I truly believe I came here to experience many different chapters in many different ways. I came to experience that part of my life where it is all about hard work, and then another chapter where it is all about nature, and another chapter that it is about mixture of it or none of it, and something different. Because the way I've been shown so far on my journey, it's all about letting that energy flow. And it is so many different energies. It is one energy, but it wants to be expressed and felt and experienced in so many different ways. So we label that energy in many different ways: masculine, feminine, fun, joy, laughter, seriousness, whatever it is. But I truly believe that all of it, it is to be experienced through us. And just like you said, not bottled in, not hold down, oh no, I have to hold on to it. Let it flow. The fear wants to hold on to it. The fear wants to keep it because it is afraid of losing it, letting it go. It is afraid of being not good enough. And it, of course, it's based on a lie. And then the love aspect is about letting that thing flow, let it express through you, and then go to another chapter. But that was not in my nature, Bonnie. That was not what I was conditioned into. I was conditioned into fear, resentment, you know. I was conditioned into believing truly to the core that I am not good enough and not worthy of love, you know. And then it became time when I clearly seen that I actually have a choice. And I can retrain that brain. I can retrain that body. I can learn. And opening the heart was. I love when you talk about the heart, Bonnie. I love when you talk about the heart because there is a great power there.
Yeah.
I was struggling with episodes of depression over and over again, like they would be coming back later on when I would be exhausting myself. And then I realized, okay, it's all about seasons. It's not about having things the same. It's about seasons, resting season, high season, lower season, and surrendering to it. But I couldn't fully get better, Bonnie, until I started opening my heart more than ever before. And this is what is right now the key in my sessions. It's all about opening the heart, and I let that energy from higher consciousness flow through my heart. And I was wondering how do you work with your heart? How do you use the power of your heart? Whether it's your energy work or daily connection, or is it just something that you do 24/7?
Well, for me, I channel light language a lot and help, you know, open keys and codes with people. And I also just, I just let my guides just guide me. That's why I'm here today, because we were guided to open this up to the community, and also channel in the energies, channel from the different aspects of us that we all are, because I'm you and you are me. That was the hardest concept to get, is that I am you and you are me, because I kept asking Yahshua, what is he to me? And he'd say, my beloved, I'm you and you are me. And I would like be going, what? So it just, because you never think you're good enough to be something like that. Yeah. And so, we're all the same. We're all the same. So we channel in our higher aspects, bring that love, funnel it through your heart. And also sometimes you do it in the quantum. For me, I work within the Akashic records, and we go back to the seed of where everything began. And we release that energy of the first seed, and then it goes like a roots of a tree all the way back through all lifetimes and releases it from all them. So in through the DNA, you do a healing all at once in all directions in time. So that's kind of how I work with it. And then learning every day, learning more every day. I mean, I wish there was a work manual that told us how to use the heart energy, but there's so many different ways that they're teaching everyone. I mean, and how is it that you work with the heart energy? When you do with your
So for me, the most important thing, and this is what I've, again, that information doesn't come from Eliza. It doesn't come from definitely a lower aspect of Eliza. It comes from the higher power, higher self, whichever way you want to call that power, that it is love, that it is, you know, gets us all together where we come from. And I was told, like, so clearly and purely, that my number one job is to cleanse and purify myself every single day, and then be that channel by which that power works through me opening the heart, helping someone get comfortable, open that heart. And I'm simply connecting with my higher self, with my divine team before the session. And I'm connecting with that person that came to me, Eliza, I need your help. Would you please be able to have a session with me? And this is what we do. So then I connect with that person higher self, and I literally let their highest aspect and my highest aspect guide us, mostly through me, and guide it. And we go to that person, and there is no way that I can do anything just of myself, and there is no way I can do it by wanting it through the mind power. It is all happening through the heart. So I do most of my work, my inner work, watching myself every day, just like you, learning every single day, doing that inner work, meditations, prayers, journaling, healing every single day. And then the best aspect of me, usually I just step on the side and I let that heart open up and I share that energy of love and light. I let that energy flow to me, to that person, and then we do whatever their higher self, their highest aspect believes that it's supposed to be done. Usually chakra cleansing, the whole body cleansing and blessing, and taking rid of those biggest blocks, those biggest resentments, you know, that they weight us down, that guilt and shame, that regret of the past, that blocks us from going forward and feeling fresh, feeling new, feeling really, really, really light. So this is how I work.
Yeah. So
and every session is different. It's
I was just going to say,
unexpected.
every person brings in the key, and then you have codes, and you blend them together, and it just is whatever it is. And so it's hard for it's getting harder and harder for us facilitators who hold healing space to actually explain what it is we're doing, because what you're saying to me, it sounds not exactly, it sounds similar to what I do, but it's done through your filters and the way you were trained. And I'm trying to do the same thing through my filters and the way that I was trained. But it all ends up being heart energy. It all ends up being love. It all ends up being working with the highest divine energies to bring the person back to their original blueprint, to who they truly are, to remember who they are and where they came from.
Yes.
And so that, we're working on the same, we're all on the same team. We just have different puzzle pieces to put in there,
Yes, yes. And this is so beautiful, Bonnie, because that allows you to express yourself as a Bonnie, as that collective of these beautiful love light energies, through you doing things the way you feel it expresses you the best way. The same is for me. And that's why it brings us so much joy. That's why there is so much life in this work. Number one, we see the results. We see how the transformation of a person, even after one session or 1 week, is just like, wow, I cannot believe this. You are the same person. Right. And then other side of it is like, I get to have a part. I get to have a part in something beautiful. It makes me feel very blessed. Yeah. And I like what you said about love. Because it goes down to love and reconnecting with that divinity, reconnecting with that divine spark we all have. Yet through the fear, we entirely believe in the lie that we are nothing like that light. Yet we are exactly of that light and nothing else.
So it's all about cleansing the divine waters, because we are all connected to all the elements, and our body is what is it, 78% water. And so it's cleansing the waters and then connecting to the mother's waters, and then the consciousness of love. And so connecting all that together creates this beautiful energy. And that's what it's all about, and connecting to the earth, connecting to the all, just constantly bringing in that loving energy, and allowing even our aspects to lend a hand to help us do the same. But and it's hard to find someone who's in that victim consciousness, who truly thinks that they're believing the lies of they're not special and they're sad and there's nothing about them that's worth saving. And there's no other world out there but that sad one that they're seeing in the duality. It's really hard to find the key to unlock, to help them have that awakening, to bring them into the still point of the heart, because they spend their whole life on the outside of their heart because they're afraid of it. Because in there's pain, there's suffering, there's people that they can't trust because they stuffed it all in there. And so it's all about taking one by one, releasing the people that you trapped there, let them find their soul, and become whole, which allows you in return to be whole. And and if you can bring it into those kind of ways of making a visualization so that they can actually see what they've been doing, because they just want to be sad and think that nobody cares about them. But also you have to take the responsibility of what you're holding on to and what you've been doing to yourself. So yeah, these things have happened to you, but you also have held it in your heart, and it causes all that disease and disruption. And just taking their hand and walking them back into their heart is the hardest thing you'll ever do, but it can be done with the divine. And that's the amazing blessing part that we get to see on a daily basis, which makes it so much fun. It makes it worth getting up and doing every day. That's what
that's so beautiful, Bonnie. And you mentioned at the very beginning, I don't know if you realized, you mentioned at the very beginning, you mentioned the mother energy, which I call heavenly mother energy. And you know what? It's never been the energy that I've been connected to majority of my awareness. So in this lifetime, whenever I'm aware, it was always Heavenly Father, someone that I would call now Heavenly Father. Back in the day, maybe I would call it God or something else, or that energy or whatever. And you see, that was, I just have to laugh because your energy right now helps me fully shape the message that I received. And that was 25th of December. I remember the next day, here would be restrictions that I wouldn't be able to travel to the beach and go and spend time at the beach in nature. So I made that last little for a while travel over there at the beach, and I kept on praying and reconnecting with Heavenly Father energy. And I felt as well compelled to bring on that connect with the Heavenly Mother energy and just have that feel that wholeness, whatever wants to come through. And the message I received from Heavenly Father: you are forgetting, the new time is here, 75% Heavenly Mother. And I couldn't fully figure out what is the 75%, what's going on. And there was like this feeling within me that the masculine energy, we're in a men's world, we're creating, manifesting, or changing this world through the masculine, that time shifts at the moment. It's not like it's gone because everything is changing and shifting. It's like at the moment it's flipping the side. And your energy and another person I'm connected with who's very closely connected to Heavenly Mother, it just makes it all sense that now it is time to reconnect more with that motherly energy, Heavenly Mother energy, Gaia energy, whichever way someone interprets that more feminine, giving, nurturing, birthing energy. So thank you.
Yeah, because the Gaia energy, she's an aspect of the Heavenly Mother. So and she's all about loving unconditionally. And we all need that right now. We need that nurturing. We need that loving energy in order to bring ourselves back into who we really are. And it's all about, I in this lifetime even chose, because we choose our own lessons, I chose to have a hard upbringing and a hard relationship with my mother, and an unworthiness on my part. I felt like I was lost. Like there's 5 of us, and I just felt like they didn't see me. And so I learned the hard way that, you need that nurturing, you need that loving. Yes, you also need the male energy, because you need that. It's all about structure and building things and making things and going out and doing things and gathering and all that. You need that energy, but it needs to mesh in with the flow of the mother, to the being able to create, to just be, to set and just be, and to allow things to come to you naturally instead of having to build it or make it. And so it's just the ebb and flow of being able to allow the male and the female to walk side by side and realize that not one is better than the other. They just complement, and they are. And that's what the new earth is all about. And that's what we're trying to bring ourselves into, and to be able to do that, we also have to let go of all the things that are stressing us out and taking us in directions where we don't want to be. We have to listen to our heart. So it goes all the way back to the heart. It's not up here, it's down here. And so finding your answers there is the only way you're going to be able to navigate in this new earth, into this new energy. And so that's why I think that we really need to support each other. It's that motherly love, that support of being able to know that just because we're bringing in the love energy of the mother doesn't mean that the father energy isn't just as important, that it's not going anywhere, that we're going to walk hand in hand. Because that's what, if you look on the outside world now, that's what the struggle is they're wanting to keep it the same. They want to keep it the same. They don't want to change it. It's scary to them. And so as long as we hold that nurturing, loving, heartfelt energy, then they will be able to slowly unclasp their hands and let go of everything that they're holding on to. And that's hopefully what we're moving towards, in the future. So
what I hear is the message of divine union and compassion.
Yeah. Divine healing, divine compassion, allowing yourself to be mother, to not feel like you can't, that you have to do everything. You don't. There's people out there, there's community out there. There's people who love you, that want to help you. You don't have to be the one that knows everything because you can't. It's not possible. Be okay with someone else's wisdom, and you don't have to agree with it. That's okay. You just see it in a different way, and it's all right. It can coexist. It doesn't have to be this one or that one. You don't have to flip a switch, and that's what we're teaching. That's what we're trying to learn out in the world. But the only way that we could help is to stay in the still point and emanate that love and continue to hold the hope and the balance to help others to do the same. And I know we're human, so we're going to get upset about something here, get upset about something there. But the thing is that we have the tools and we know how to bring it back into the heart. And that's our blessing.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to share with everyone.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And this is the most important message, Bonnie. This is what resonates with my heart the most. Doesn't matter what's going on outside of me. Doesn't matter what's going on with someone else. Always come back to my heart, and then respond, or don't respond at all. Don't react. And just that remembering that we are love, that we come from love, and we are always gonna return to love. And yes, there is all spectrums of the rainbow and different things to experience on different chapters for different expressions for different people, and making it all okay. That's what you said, making it all. It's okay that someone else thinks something totally different than you. It's okay. If you don't feel like it's okay, make it okay. Make it okay inside you. Calm down, relax, let it be, and return back to being love. And it really resonates with me what you're saying, because this is what I just do my best to practice on a daily basis. And some of the days I'm so good at it, other days I am not good at it at all. And at the end of the day, before I will close my eyes, before I will finish that meditation, before I will doze off, make it okay. Eliza, make it okay. Full forgiveness, change it, shift it in my mind so it feels okay. And make it okay being a human, make it okay to be a human being.
Never get up on that pedestal, and don't let people put you there, because it's not fun to be up there, because we are humans and we make mistakes. And if you just stay grounded, you don't have to fall anywhere. You make a mistake and you're like, oops, I'll do it better next time. But if you let people put you up here, then that's not fun, falling all the way down. So it's all about,
no.
Excuse me for a second. It's all about being grounded and connecting to the mother and connecting to the father, and then sending that love out. That's it. It's real simple. I mean, it's not It's not hard. It is hard because humans are complicated. We have all these things. But once you get the concept to just simplify, then things start to just fall away that you're doing you're doing at your own detriment. You really don't need to be doing all these busy work things and all this stuff. You just listen to your heart, move in that direction, and everything's going to be okay. You always will be taken care of by the divine, always.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what's important as well for me is to connect with that concept, with that idea, with that intention, to connect with that baby. You okay?
Yeah, it's just sinuses. Definitely connecting with the baby. Definitely connecting with the baby, because that's where where we hide everything. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's where we hide everything. We that's where we begin hiding everything as a child. We start putting it in our heart. And so then the next thing we know, we move out of our heart and put up these walls, build walls. And so then it's the hardest thing is to break down these walls and bring your child back in where she or he belongs, you know.
Yes.
It's the hardest thing.
We are shown, you know, we are shown that the world is not a safe place. We are shown that it's not okay to trust our heart. We are shown that it's not okay to, you know, to be our true expressions of who we are. And that's okay, you know, at the end of the day, we signed up for it, Bonnie. At least that's my truth. I signed up for all of these lessons. I actually stood in a queue to get into this body in this lifetime and go through all this trauma after trauma after trauma. And then, you know, choose and make a choice. Okay, which way do I go? Am I staying as a victim of my past, or am I moving on? Or am I rolling up my sleeves, doing that work, whatever needs to be done? And am I moving in a different direction? And I'm gonna keep on staying on the same page, the past, you know, what's happened, why things are not this way. And that was the hardest for me, Bonnie. That was the hardest thing for me to do, to change who I was, to change. Because what you see right now, what you hear, what you feel through my energy is nothing who I was 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago. And I cannot say that every single day of my life was miserable and it was absolutely horrible. No, it wasn't. But I never want to go back. But that doesn't change the fact that everything that happened so far, it shaped me and allowed me to be who I am today. It gave me a beautiful opportunity to grow and expand. And I did sign up for these lessons to expand my awareness, my soul's expression. My soul wanted to learn more. It wanted to experience more. It wanted to see what is it like to be there and come out of that and shift into something else and different. And I think the most joyful out of that is to connect with other people on this journey who went through similar things and totally different things, who absolutely have no idea what I'm talking about when I share about inner work or meditation or, you know, coming out of victimhood or anything like that, or coming out of that inner pain. You know, I'm learning through that as well, through connecting not just with people who get me, but connecting with people who don't get me and making it not about them getting me, but making it about me getting them, and just being there.
Exactly. I know. And it's just, you know, like you said earlier, being okay with whatever way it turns out, knowing that it was supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be the divine's orchestrating whatever's happening. And it's just, you know, being in that peace and knowing that everything's going to be okay. We have a hard, you know, because we've all, like I struggled through all this and still am, because we all still are doing our shadow work. So still releasing things, still letting things go, things that your guides and angels be working with you in the middle of the night, and you'll be like, oh, I thought I let go of that. And no, because it's like another layer, like the onion. taking away another layer, until finally you let go of the core of the whole thing. When you finally see the core and you allow it to go. And it's just, going with the changes and loving yourself for who you are and where you're at this moment, and trying not to judge yourself, because we judge ourselves worse than anybody ever could judge us, you know. And if you just keep yourself grounded and know that you don't have to be anything but what makes you happy, what gives you joy, knowing that everything you do is for the divine and loving, and you are human, and you will make mistakes, and you will, get in an argument, you will be angry, but then you also know how to bring it back into the heart, and into the still point, into the singular. So you know how to do that. And so that makes life a lot easier for you. And you know how to show others to do that. And the more we do it, the easier it will become. And it's not all about, making your life so difficult that you can't even sleep at night because your hands are, you can't let go of the stress. Because I began the beginning of my life in a factory. I worked there for 24 years. Boy, that was a lesson. A lot of toxic energy, a lot of trying to help people within the system, finding out the system was rotten, and just a lot of things to learn there. And that's what all of our filters are about. And that's the reason why we have all this, because we contract before we come here to learn all these different lessons. And I think we get a little overzealous sometimes. We forget that we're coming into a human existence. We're thinking of where we are here when we're writing the contracts, and then we come in and we're like, whoa, what was I thinking? But we get through them.
No, it's not happening. Enough.
Yeah. But we get through them, though. We get through them with love. We get through them with compassion. And, we call them 911 calls. We'll call our friend. We know it can help us shift the energy. And we just do it. And it's all about community and finding that existence within all of our lives.
And I love these moments, because at the end of the day, after that kind of situation, let's say someone is hurting, something doesn't go right, it doesn't feel good. It's again another opportunity to, like you just said, call spiritual 911, call our friends, connect, reconnect, ask for help, ask for energy, ask for healing. I love it. Yeah. The connection and reconnection. There is no way I would be able to do it on my own. There is no way that I would be where I am on my own. There is no way. There is no way.
It's we need our family. That's what we are. Yeah, we need our family.
And and letting people come and go as well. That's another huge big lesson on my journey, was to literally letting people come and go. You don't have to hold on to someone's leg or arm. Just because you met someone, it doesn't mean and used to, I don't know, our best friends or best whatever it is. It doesn't mean that person meant to be with you for the rest of your life, meant to be your best friend, or you meant to have that beautiful relationship with your mother. Because I had a kind of stable relationship with my mom, again only on the phone, maybe for about 2 years. That's it, and I'm 39, so that wasn't a long time, but I'm still grateful for these 2 years. Grateful for these 2 years.
Yeah.
And she's still alive, but we don't have relationships that we've managed to establish for these 2 years any longer. And make it okay. Yeah. And there are other ways of communicating on a soul level. And I've done it with my mom and with my dad, because there is no communication in a healthy way, or a balanced way, or a respectful way in a 3D world. So there are other ways of communicating, again, through the open heart. Yeah. At least that's why it works for me. And I teach few people how to do that as well, and it works for them too.
Yeah. And I think too that that even if you have the most difficult relationship with someone, it's because they signed up to give you those lessons. They love you dearly on the other side. You just have to remind yourself of that. And also it's all about, you know, just being able to accept, okay, so there's somebody that just isn't meant to be in your life, to just let them go, to just let them go and send them with love. And you don't have to hold on to all this discreet upset and all that. Just send them love and allow them to leave. And also there's, you know, we have many people that we work with as practitioners that we, you know, we bond a relationship with them because we're helping them through all these different places in their life. But when it was just like a mother with her birds, you know, when it's time, they have to leave the nest and go and find other teachers and other things and learn. And so, you know, just like you said, just letting things come and go, realize that seasons change and it's okay. And they'll always be in your heart. You'll always be connected by the heart. And they don't have to be in your everyday life. And it's okay. It's okay. And you can even make that relationship in the divine with the higher self if you can't do it here on the earth. Yeah.
That's so because it doesn't depend on holding on to something. But there is another lesson that I'm learning as well. It's okay for someone to come and stay. It's okay. Not everyone has to go, you know, because I've been used to people come and go, and I finally made it okay. And then when I made it okay, there are people who come and they are for staying, you know, they are for staying. Not all of them, just few of them, but they are to stay. So it makes it okay for people to come and stay as well, which is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Which is just beautiful, you know, another lesson to learn, like you're saying, through the open heart again, and not through the fear or holding on to the old ideas that we've been conditioned into, that we signed up for, but through the open heart. I love how you talk about open heart. I just love it. I will never, ever have enough of it, because this is totally different conversation, Bonnie.
Yeah.
With a closed heart, you only talk limiting belief to limiting belief. And this is how you connect. Through open heart, that's a totally different story. Totally different story. I will be thinking and feeling that conversation for days and weeks. I will be feeling that warmth in my heart that I feel right now with you for days and weeks, or anytime I would open that video. But when you talk just from mind to mind, that's something you wanna, you know, something you have to have a meditation after to let go of, because it's heavy, because it's conditioned to conditioned, instead of flow to flow.
It was harder for me to realize too, because I would be working with the heart of the person and opening the heart and forming this connection. It was hard for me to realize that their mind is totally different. Just because their heart is okay with this and being able to be open, but they still struggle with what's going on in their mind. And so it's eventually you're going to bring that love from your heart and make that connection, because that's what brings you up to the divine. But it's working your way to that and realizing that your mind is totally different than what your heart wants. You have more than one voice. Your mind has one, your heart has one, your higher self has one, and all of your aspects. And so, you know, you find yourself at night with a conversation with your mind, and then your heart says, no, but I want you to listen to this part of it. You know, and then your guides come in and they say, and what about this part? And before you know it, you're like thinking, boy, do I have a split personality? What's going on here? You know? But then you realize that it's all the parts of you opening to communicate. That's what we're working towards, you know. That's the most amazing part.
And it's so true.
Yeah,
and it's so true, you know, and especially when we work on ourselves with bringing and expanding that heart energy, heart coherence, that love energy, you know, that mind is gonna be kicking in, and we've got to be ready. That's why it's so important to let that compassion and integrity flow, you know, open up these parts as well. Let that compassion and integrity towards myself flow, be as kind, as loving towards myself as I can be. And even if my head tells me that I am still, just let it talk. Just let it talk, and still let that heart love flow. And you yeah, you said about that connection going up, yeah, through the, I call it through the roof. Yeah, this is so important, and this is how I was as well shown how to connect, you know, through the heart, that, like that, straight up. And this is how I would connect.
Then you want to come back down to the heart and go all the way down to the mother's heart. You want to connect, and then, you know, you connect, you know, through the galactic. You get Mother Father through the galactic, but you also want to bring in Mother Gaia, and then just blast it out the heart. You know, that's the best energy you could possibly be around, is that loving energy that Mother, Father, and Gaia wants to give us all in this new earth. And I'm just really excited to co-create this place that we're going towards. And this has been such an amazing conversation, but we're already up on the end. It's already towards the end. So I want you to tell everybody where they can get a hold of you, and how they can do some of this heartfelt work. And then when we finish, put in the comments all of your information when it goes up on that.
It's everywhere. Mozal, so they can find me on Facebook, Eliza Mozal. Everything is public over there because it's all made for spiritual purposes, for the greatest good. YouTube, Eliza Mozal, Instagram, Eliza Mozal, Facebook, Eliza Mozal, and the website is elizamozal.com. So feel free, if you feel compelled, if your art asks you to connect or reconnect with me, just send me a private message and I will get back to you as soon as I can.
Yeah, because I know that it was your heartfelt conversation that I noticed in the group that drew me to you in the first place. So this was a beautiful, wonderful conversation. And I hope this is the beginning of many. As this is really wonderful.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. And thank you for that opportunity to get to know you.
Yeah, so welcome. You too. I'm going to end here.